Hello everybody and welcome to another Junk Journal with me video. In this video I'm going to start off my journaling kind of just picking up where I left my previous video. The last page I did in the previous video was just like a random one I did where I used a journal prompt that was something along the lines of like, what do you think about your name? And I didn't get that far. I just defined my name, like the baby names, what your name means kind of thing, put that down on there. And then when I sat down to do this next page, I found a load of bits and pieces in my drawers of things to journal that had my name on, and I thought I would do a continuation of that page, just using things with my name on. So for example, what I've got here is the ribbon that you buy for kids, you know, to chop up and then you sew it into their school uniform or their PE kits or whatever, so they don't mix it up with the other kids and stuff. And my mum found my ribbon from however many years ago and gave it to me thinking, she'll find a use for that, which I did. So I just cut a strip of it. I went around the edges of it with frayed burlap distress oxide just to give it, you know, that aged effect. And then I'm putting it along the side of my journal page here, and I just ripped up some washi to put in the background so it had something behind it. The card that says Grace again was just in that box of stuff, and it is, I think I got it from a shop that I bought some stickers or something from, and they did that little personalised thing, and obviously I kept it. I don't actually know what shop it is. I've had it for years and years and years and not done anything. But once that was down, I'm just taking bits and pieces, ripping up washi, using some stickers and stuff from my shop to just fill in all the gaps and things like that. A mix of sort of pretty floral things. There's like a lovely rose on there, using some of my favourite washis as well. And then once I've done all that and I've got that space to fill at the top, I decided instead of continuing with that journal prompt about what you feel about your name, I think I googled my name again, and it came up on Wikipedia with all like the different versions of my name around the world. So I'm just writing those all down because I thought that would be quite fun. So there's things like Gracie, Graciella. There's the Irish version, which I'm not going to attempt to say because I will butcher it. Like Grazie, Gracia, Graziella, Grazia, just all the different ones. So I put those on there. I just thought it would be fun, and finishing off with another little sticker there. And I think that page is then complete. For this next page, what I had there was, so you see in my video background sometimes there's like a wood effect or like a blue wood effect, and very occasionally the marble one, which I use in photos, and those are just sticky back plastic or contact paper, I think it's called in the USA. And basically I had a little bit left over of my marble one where I trimmed it down to fit on my desk, and I was like, well, I might as well keep this for the old junk journal, so I just used a bit of it, couldn't tear it because it doesn't really tear that stuff, but just cut a bit and just placed it down on there. I thought it was quite pretty. Then I just ripped up some washi to put around the edges. You saw once I'd ripped it up, I obviously had another piece of the really, really wide washi, so just found somewhere random in my journal to put that down because I didn't want to waste the other piece. And then I'm just taking this little card here. This is actually like a sample card, like craft companies send you if you want to buy cardstock from them, and you can buy like a sample pack where you get a little mini version of all of their different cards and cardstock. I didn't actually buy this, someone gave it to me, but that's what it is. But I thought it would just make a nice background to do a little bit of journaling on, and I've just simply done today and then just did like a little bullet point, almost like a to-do list of things that I did that day, which is not very exciting. Things I've ordered lots of paper, moaned at an eBay store, and got a result. They were actually really fab after I moaned at them. I felt a bit bad. Actually, read 100 pages of my book, played in my journal, you know, bits and pieces like that. Then I'm going to finish off with just lovely decorative pieces. Again, sticker flakes, which are from my shop, which come in my junk journal kits. And then just ripped up bits and pieces of washi. And again, I used where I'd ripped the washi in half. I had another piece and I didn't want to use it on that page, so I just found another random page to put it down on. There is a siren going past. I shouldn't do voiceovers in the evening because there's always sirens where I live in the evening. Anyway, not that I live in a really rough place or anything. That sounded wrong, didn't it? But I live right next to a police station, being the point. Anyway, it's just there. I was just putting a new podcast on to listen to. And then here I am going to, so that little pocket bit there, you can see I'd already done that just when I had 5 minutes. Sometimes I just sit and do random things in my journal. So I'd already made that pocket. and I decided to just put this really large vellum sticker behind it just for a little bit more interest, and I'm just slotting a tag in there which was sent to me in some really lovely happy mail I received last year, and it's just got some really nice sentiments and a little poem and stuff on it, so I wanted to put that somewhere special. And then I thought the front of the pocket needed a little more work, so just a random little piece of ephemera, a little sort of, printed paper, another vellum sticker going on there. It's got like a world on it, and I don't know how well you can see, but the pocket itself has got like a map sort of thing going on. And as the tag had come from someone who lives in the USA, I thought we could go with a whole travel-y theme there. Now I think I do go back and add a few more things to that, but I decided to do something on these other pages. You saw me before, by the way, putting some gesso down on that page. I had originally thought I was going to write on it, but I end up changing my mind on that. But I kind of do still like the effect that gesso gives sometimes when you just do it over a book page, just something a bit different. Taking a napkin here, just a really pretty floral one, and gluing it on. Again, originally I was going to put it on top of that gesso, and I was like, no, actually I don't like that, so it's going on the other page, putting a bit of washi over that, the old ripped up washi, and then again finding somewhere to put the other piece down there. And then here I am using this paper here is just a scrap from Daphne's diary, and I'm using my tearing ruler just to tear a strip of that. The rulers, actually, they're not called tearing rulers, they're called, the official name I think is a decal edge ruler, but I have decided I do not like that name, and so therefore I will be calling it a tearing ruler. You can find it in my Amazon storefront, by the way, if you're looking for one. It's so handy to just use for tearing when you want quite a straight tear and you know exactly where you want your thing, but you don't want the straight line of scissors or anything. So one of those handy little tools to have. Again, I thought I was going to put that on the gesso page, but changed my mind again. I put adhesive at the very top and the very bottom to make a sort of belly band-esque pocket on there. So I am finally going to do something with my gesso page now. I'm just going to decorate it really. I'm not adding a whole lot to it. These little two bits I've just stuck together there are from one of my big boxes of random ephemera. So I've just sort of layered that frame and that sort of, it's not really a doily, it's just a weird die cut I bought from the works about 1,000 years ago. What I'm adding to the middle of that is one of my printed ephemera pieces. This is from the library tickets selection, I believe. Those are in my shop, either available as printables or you can buy them ready printed and cut. Anyways, don't mean to be constantly advertising at you, I'm just telling you where the things are from. Here I'm using some very pretty floral stamps. They are Paper Mania Freshly Cut Flowers stamps. You think they're still available, these. The collection came out last year or so, but I think I've seen it around. I use StazOn ink to stamp those down just because, you know, it's nice and reliable. And then this little bow I'm cutting out, again, I think that might be a Daphne's diary thing. I'm fairly sure it is. And I'm just placing that on top of that little belly band thingy that I made. Here I'm going to create a tag to put behind that little pockety belly bandy whatnotty thing. The card I'm using is just the packaging from a pack of stickers I bought, and then I'm taking another one of my library ticket ephemera pieces and backing that onto there, and then using my We Are Memory Keepers tag punch board to make the tag shape. I know some of these We Are Memory Keepers tools sometimes feel a bit like, is there really a point? Like, really? Do you really need a tool for that? But honestly, it has been so, so helpful. I've also got there the We Are Memory Keepers like hole reinforcer punch. Again, one of those things where, do I really need to buy this? Like, maybe I'll just return it. Maybe no, really helpful. Really, really love it. So I've punched the little hole reinforcers out of some book pages and then putting those around the holes of the tags just because it just looks really nice, quite frankly. Going around the edges of my little tag there with Distress Vintage Photo, because, well, it's the standard for junk journals, isn't it? Vintage photo, good old vintage photo, everybody loves it. Threading my twine through my tag there, and then I think I'm going to decorate the front before I write anything on it. Yes, I am. So I added some of this washi. This is a super, super wide washi that I treated myself to recently. I really, really love it. And then I thought I had a book sticker but the one I found said secret on it, and I was like, no, I want to save that for something like secret journaling. So I found another book sticker, which is another Daphne's Diary thing, and then I found my book washi, so I added that as well. Then I'm adding like a little just like tag shape, which I'm going to use to stamp the date. And then on the reverse, which is actually like a library, as I said, it's from my library ticket pack, but it actually is a library ticket. And I'm just putting what I'm currently reading, or what I was currently reading at the time. Actually, I finished it now. And then writing about the book and the book series and stuff, and then just popping that in there for now. Oh, and I'm gonna add a paper clip to both that tag and the tag on the previous page, just because they weren't staying in their pockets very well. The green tag there is laminated, which is why it's kind of slipping out, and the other tag in that belly band is just kind of loose, so that's why I added those clips. And then the final page I'm going to work on is this one. The pocket that's there was already, I sewed that into the journal when I made the journal. I'm filling up that white space with some ripped up washi, and then I'm taking another one of my printable pieces. This is from the handwritten antique, or antique handwritten, can't remember which way around I called it now, collection. And then I've just again added some ripped up washi to the top and bottom. That washi is from the Trimcraft V&A collection, the first one, yeah, the first V&A collection. Then I'm using the old ziggy zaggy scissors up the side and then going around the edges with the vintage photo. And then just on the back of this, I'm going to write a verse from my favourite poem, which if you've seen my previous junk journal videos, I've basically been writing verses of my favourite poem in this junk journal. Whenever I feel like I want to write something and I don't know what to write, I just randomly pick up a verse and go in. I have been writing them in order, but they're not in the journal in order. So yes, poem is The Mask of Anarchy by Percy Shelley. I know I've already said this, but just in case, there it is. And then I found that book sticker that I mentioned earlier that I had in my brain to use but then couldn't find. That's the book sticker right there. So I'm rearranging things on my tag so I can include that, because it's really pretty, that antique book thing. Yeah, it's gorgeous. So rearranging the stickers on the tag and putting those on there. And I think, oh, I'm just going to finish off here by doing something really drastic that may make you gasp, but I'm actually going to remove the second signature from my journal here. I added too many pages to this journal. I'm filling it up too much, and I just decided, you know what, we're going to remove this whole signature and then I'll just use it in something else. You know, I'm quite happy to use it in something else. And then I think, yep, that is it. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, as always. I will leave links to products used, such as the inks and whatnot, down in the description box, there you go, below, as well as the things from my shop that I mentioned. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments, just whatever. Let me know about your day, whatever, down in the comments. Love to hear from you always. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.